Howdy, folks. This is Alan with today's news. And I will be reading and speaking about the world news, interesting news, news to keep you entertained, and news to keep you informed. First of all, I want to wish everybody a happy Merry Christmas, happy holiday, and happy Hanukkah. I hope everybody have a nice holiday. Anyway, the first thing I got to read for you right now is from Top Speed. It says this EV without a battery could be Elon Musk's biggest nightmare. The electric car revolution is underway, and as the trend evolves, is demonstrating that batteries are no longer the primary source of power for EVs. The fact that there are now more reliable and efficient ways to power an EV is demonstrated by the nano flow cell Quantino 25. The vehicle serves as a constant reminder that there are alternatives to battery powered vehicles. The pros and cons of battery electric vehicles. BEVs, or battery electric vehicle, are becoming increasingly popular due to their environmental friendliness. Electric cars produce zero tailpipe emissions, meaning they are much better for the environment than traditional gasoline powered cars. This makes them a great choice for those who want to reduce their carbon footprint. EVs also require less maintenance than gasoline powered cars, since they have fewer moving parts. This can save drivers a significant amount of money in the long run. Electric cars also tend to be quieter than gasoline powered cars, making them a great choice for those who live in urban areas. Finally, electric cars are becoming increasingly affordable, with several models like the Nissan Leaf, Chevy Bolt EV, and EUV, and the upcoming Equinox EV now available at relatively affordable prices. And I ain't gonna read the whole article to you. I'm gonna skip down here at the bottom. It says there, revolutionizing transportation, introducing the Quantino 25 electric car. The Quantino 25 is an all-electric car that does not require batteries. As a result, you don't need to change it. No, you don't need to charge it, but juice it up instead. The liquid ion electrolyte fuel used in Quantino 25's nanoflow cell is a non-flammable, non-toxic, and environmentally friendly solution, and lasts for around 1,272 miles, about approximately 2,000 kilometers, before needing refueling. The technology uses a water treatment process that essentially turns salt water or wastewater to be used in a way that acts as a carrier for nano structured molecules. These act as carriers that supports the chemical reaction in order to produce the electrical current required to power the motors. With regard to power, nanoflow cell 48-volt e-drive is essentially powered by a small electrolytic capacitor. The Quantino 25 also utilizes a multi-phase motor design. The 4 low voltage E motors and the 48-volt onboard electronics are subsequently powered by the nanoflow cell, which then assumes control of the process. The car has a top speed of 124 miles per hour. The car is equipped with NAI for advanced vehicle safety control, which allows the richest safety cell despite a detachable car roof. And you can read more about this. The link will be in my description box. Here's one from the Washington Examiner. Biden signs defense authorization into law despite unconstitutional concerns. Yeah, Biden thinks he's the king. He can do anything he wants. Joe Biden signed the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal 2023 into law on Friday morning, despite maintaining concerns about several provisions, including the bill. Biden specifically said that one provision is unconstitutional and stated his intention to comply with offers is a limited capacity. In a limited capacity. See what this says here. White House calls vaccine mandate reversal mistake, but won't promise NDAA veto, whatever that is. Anyway, it said here that White House had previously refused to say whether or not Biden would veto the bill after Republicans included a clause that rolled back the Pentagon's coronavirus vaccine mandate and reinstated unvaccinated service members, though Biden did not specifically noted that provision among his list. You can read the rest about this in my description box if you want to know more about it. Here's one from the Daily Dot. It's officially not convenient or affordable anymore. Customers share a shock at $16 price tag for McDonald's combo. While inflation has slowed, there is little indication that the high prices that came with this year's record inflation are going away anytime soon. Everything from gas to utilities to housing is still substantially more expensive than it was 1 year ago per Time, I guess Time magazine, which has led to discontent among everyday Americans. Discontent. It's that one area where this has been felt strongly in food. Now, a user on TikTok has sparked discussion after sharing a video expressing his dismay at the cost of a recent order for McDonald's. In a video with over 125,000 views, Idaho based TikToker user Topher shows a meal he purchased from McDonald's. The meal includes a deluxe double quarter pounder with bacon, large fries, and a drink. The total cost for this order is $16.10. He said, I get there's a labor shortage. I get there's wage increases and a number of other things, but $16? Asked Topher. Let me see if we can see this video here. It's going to play. Maybe it won't play. Oh, well, you can read about the rest of this in the description box. Maybe you can be able to play it. Let me hit watch now and see what happens. No, it wants me to log in. I don't have TikTok. It'll be on you. Anyway, see what else we got here. This is from a site called 1945. It said, study this photo. This is how China would kill a Navy aircraft carrier. China seems to have missiles that could indeed strike U.S. Navy warship, even as the People's Liberation Army Navy, which is called PLAN, has become the largest naval force in the world and recently launched its third aircraft carrier. The Chinese military continued to tout its capabilities to counter the United States Navy nuclear powered aircraft carriers. A few months back, Chinese state media aired footage of its most powerful strategic nuclear capability weapons, including its so-called anti-ship carrier killers, to mark National Day.
Have missiles that could indeed strike U.S. Navy warships, even as the People's Liberation Army Navy, PLAN, has become the largest naval force in the world and recently launched its third aircraft carrier. The Chinese military continues to tout its capabilities to counter the United States Navy's nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. Just this week, Chinese state media aired footage of its most powerful strategic nuclear-capable weapons, including its so-called anti-ship carrier killers, to mark National Day. That move was seen as a warning to the U.S. as tensions escalate between the rival powers. According to a report from the South China Morning Post, anti-aircraft carrier DF-21D and DF-26B ballistic missiles, as well as new generation DF-41 intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBM, all part of the Dongfeng series, were on display in the new footage for state-owned China Central Television, CCTV, in a segment from an 8-part documentary series. Showcasing Dongfeng series strategic weapons is a subtle warning to the United States, which is instigating other countries to put on pressure on Beijing over the Taiwan issue, as the fierce Ukraine war also poses a dilemma for China, explains Song Zhongping, a former People's Liberation Army, PLA, instructor. The PLA rocket force's strategic weapons were supposed to be displayed in National Day military parades, but China organizes such big events only once a decade or once in 5 years, which makes such video footage another option for the PLA to show its muscle to its American.
Okay, you're gonna hear the rest of that. It'll be on YouTube also. Uh, it reminds me, I want to show you something too. Somewhere here, see if I can get to it. Go to my history here. That's the wrong one. Okay, what we got to worry about, not just Russia, but we got to worry about China and North Vietnam. North Vietnam rocket man, he keeping quiet for some reason, and that worries me. And this is from China in Focus. I'll play a little bit of this for you.
Welcome to China in Focus. I'm Ellie Hart, in for Tiffany Meyer. Beijing getting hit particularly hard by the recent COVID-19 wave in China. A hub for officials and elites, the city's grim situation has seen many prominent figures linked to the Chinese Communist Party die amid the virus surge. Here are the details.
The virus is spreading through households, and chaos is erupting in hospitals and funeral homes. That's a CCP virus, which causes COVID-19, sweeps through China's capital. Even privileged Chinese elites have found themselves caught in the turmoil. Over the past few weeks, at least over a dozen CCP-linked officials and other prominent figures passed away amid the virus surge. They range in age from 39 to 98. Among them are a former CCP official for the National Sports Commission, an ex-CCP chairman of Jiangxi's provincial committee, and 3 former journalists from...
According to our Chinese standards, the number of COVID-19 deaths in the United States is not 1.1 million, but 66,000. The article was published Wednesday, but quickly deleted, either by the website's self-censor or the Chinese Communist Party's internet censors. That's because the statement doesn't align with the image Beijing wants to present, that China is much more successful than the US in dealing with the pandemic. The article also gave a further explanation, saying that if the US used the same classification standards as Beijing, 94% of COVID 19 deaths in the US wouldn't count as such. A Chinese expert revealed those classification standards at a press conference on Tuesday. Wang Guichang, director of the Department of Infectious Diseases of Beijing University First Hospital, said that Chinese authorities do not classify deaths caused by other diseases, like those involving the heart or blood vessels, as due to COVID 19. Only deaths caused by pneumonia or other respiratory illnesses will be viewed as COVID 19 deaths. The article also described the differences with the US standard. By US criteria, when a patient tests positive for COVID 19 at the time of death, this will be classified as a COVID 19 death, regardless of what the patient died of. What's more, the article cited a routine pandemic biggest drug makers, and the country said earlier this week it was ready to help supply Chinese citizens with fever drugs. But are medical supplies in China really sufficient? China is also one of the world's top drug producers, but the abrupt shift in its COVID 19 policy has left drug makers ill prepared to deal with a huge.
Just so you know, I'm skipping ahead on
Here
some
are
of
the
these.
details.
The employees accessed the data as part of an unsuccessful effort to investigate leaks of company information earlier this year. According to internal sources, the aim was to identify potential connections between the two journalists and employees who were suspected of leaking information.
Now, what I want to bring to you, though, China is the one that started this COVID crap, the virus. China started that. China owns TikTok. Try to get the information from the U.S. That's why many government places in the U.S. will not have TikTok on their devices. They also ship fentanyl to Mexico and transfer it to the U.S. because China is trying to get rid of us. Like the Trojan horse.
Who own devices or Wi-Fi networks. The University of Oklahoma and Auburn University in Alabama say the rule looks to comply with the TikTok bans announced by their governors. The 26 universities and colleges that make up the university system of Georgia are also reportedly taking. Friday announced the total amount of fentanyl it seized this year. The final tally, nearly 380 million doses of fentanyl powder and fentanyl-laced pills. In a press release this week, the DEA said its officers confiscated more than 10,000 pounds of fentanyl powder and more than 50 million fake prescription pills laced with fentanyl. The agency noted that the drugs would be enough to kill every American, and that the fake pills can be hard to differentiate from legitimate prescription drugs. Fentanyl ingredients are largely made in China and shipped to Mexican drug cartels. Then they're made into fentanyl and fentanyl-laced fake prescription pills. Ingredients manufactured is focused in the Chinese city of.
Now, I wanted Biden is part of this too. China sent it to Mexico, to the Mexican cartels. The Mexican cartels sent it over the border. Biden opened the border up to let them in. And think about that, huh? Biden trying to kill this country. Trust me, he really is. You can watch the rest of this. The link will be in my description box. Almost done with my newscast. Still got my little code going on here. This is from the New York Post. Biden puts feelings of small groups of progress ahead of American needs with border chaos. Let's see what it says here. Biden was furious about the situation at the southern border and was shopping F-bombs at the lack of solution. A new book claims. Oh, spare us. We imagine whoever leaked this anonymous tidbit to Officer Chris Whipple for the fight of his life inside Joe Biden's White House thought he or she was humanizing the president or demonstrating that he cares. Instead, it proves two things. Biden keeps lying to the American people, and he is too afraid of his own party to do what is necessary. You know, don't listen to White House propaganda. You know, and see what else I got here. Okay, this one here is from Top Speed. Ford's V8 engine lineup gets a new member, the Megazilla. With the global push for electrification, the smaller displacement are the V8 engine days numbered. Possibly, but not yet. Ford is currently one of the major advocates of the V8 engine, and with models such as the Mustang GT, F-150 pickup, and Super Duty still carrying around 8 cylinders spread across two-cylinder banks, arranged in the shape of a V. And its lineup is only growing stronger with the Megazilla great engine, the latest addition to an already impressive portfolio with even more variation. Okay, you're going to read the rest of this in my description box. I got one more to read to you here. Let me get a drink of hot chocolate. This is from a site called Tell Me Best. It said a health-related Walmart recall is affecting shoppers in nearly 30 states. One of the most common food allergies people in the United States suffer from is an allergy to shellfish. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has issued a Class 1 recall alert for the product called Indo-Asian Crispy Chicken with Almonds entree because it has been discovered that this product is not labeled correctly. The Walmart recall is affecting stores across 28 states, and it is imperative that you or someone you know has the shellfish allergy. They do not consume this product. The USDA authorizes a 3-class warning system when they are communicating a recall on a food item. A Class 3 warning refers to when exposed to a violate product is not likely to have any health consequences. Class 2 is defined as a situation where exposure to a violative product may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences, or when the probability of serious adverse health consequences is remote. Okay, that's all I got for you today, folks. Everything will be in my link. Hopefully, my link works. I haven't tested it out lately. I need to. Anyway, don't have a happy holiday. Hope everybody's doing well. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Tell me if you want to hear other stuff. Just let me know. And see you tomorrow. Sorry to keep you still. Our puppy and I want to wish you a happy Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year's. Hey, say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.